Hey YouTube, it's Andrew from Bushcraft and Chisel here. I'm filming this video as a follow-up to my video on the review of the Yugoslavian Mess Kit and some modifications to that kit. I've been field testing this Yugoslavian Mess Kit in anger here on a number of days out, and I'm just getting back now to the house and giving it a good clean up in the sink. So if you're interested in this Yugoslavian Mess Kit, I've just tried to go crazy with it, really, to try it in lots of different conditions, mainly on solid fuel, on the campfire and so on. So if you want to check out this video, I'll be doing a bit of improvisation to see how I can cook with it using a pot stand that I've came up with myself, to see if I can use it with a pot hanger as well, testing it using the Hexamine stove. So if that kind of thing interests you, then please stay tuned and watch the rest of this video. Okay, so here's the plan, right? I've got an IKEA tabletop kind of, this is like a thing I bought in IKEA just the other day. It's like a piece of steel that's kind of moulded into this crosshatch kind of arrangement. I'm going to try and use this as a grill, and I'm going to have to make some legs for it so that when I sit it in the fire it can just protrude out of the fire a little bit, and then I can use it like a pot stand basically. We'll see how far I get on with that. Okay, so the fire's going quite well now. I've taken the camera away from it because I'm kind of worried about setting the camera on fire. I'm looking at the fire. I'm looking at my sticks that I've cut over here to hold up my my grill, and I'm also looking at these giant logs that I've cut down, and I'm thinking, let's maybe see if we can use those logs just to contain the fire and as a stand for the grill. So I'm going to let it burn down just a little bit longer, and then I'll have a crack at that in a minute or two. Right guys, well, you see what I've done there. I've altered, I put the logs around the fire, but I didn't really find that, I could get them close enough together in order to be able to sit this grill on top of it. So what I've actually done is I've brought them in and also hammered these guys in too. I'm a bit worried that it seems to be a bit too diagonally down sloping. If I can get this back section in a bit more, that would be great. Oops. Let's make sure I don't burn my fingers on this. Ooh, smoke in the eyes, it's not good. Well, we're looking a bit better. Right. Just taking apart the Yugoslavian Mess Kit here. Got it. I don't think we need the Hexamine at the moment. There we go. Put the fork and spoon back in there, so it's not going to get trounced on. So here we go, right. And I'm going to have a hot chocolate for breakfast, I think. Well, to drink first anyway. Here we go. think I'll need a glove on for this. Let's see if we can see this on here. I think the answer to that is yes. Now we just wait and see how long it takes to boil. I've got some a Belgian hot chocolate sachet there. Hideously out of date though, I think. Well, I don't know, January 2014. See how that plays. I'm just going to put a little bit more fuel underneath the fire because the only thing I'm worried about is that we might be a little bit too high. It's difficult to gauge. Right, I'm going to save my battery life and just keep this going. Okay, so we could have done a little bit more investigation on proof of principle here, because once the fire gets going, even with green sticks here, these guys, the one on the right hand side is perished, so you can easily lose your pot like that. So boil time's now looking pretty good. In fact, it's boiling like hell now. I've just got to get it off here without burning myself to a cinder. There we go. Maybe just modify this design slightly. You see, what I could really do with is steel tent pegs. That would have been a much better idea here. But yeah. Let's just see. There we go. Negotiate. See, it's just getting a flat position that's a bit of a problem, and not choking yourself to death with smoke. There we go. Let's give that another crack. So it's almost boiling, by the way. I can see bubbles coming up through the water, and you can maybe see that from your angle, maybe not. So I've got the plastic bowl here. I'm going to prime that up with my hot chocolate. I won't put it too close to the fire so that it melts, but getting a rolling boil coming now, the very beginnings of it. There we go. And there we go. There we go. Hot chocolate all in there. Right. Maybe get this a bit closer. Don't know if you can see in there, we've got a nice boil going on. There we go. Put that pot aside to cool down. Give my hot chocolate a stir. go. Perfect. Wow, very hot. The only comment I think I would make is when you're holding this with something hot inside it, unless you're wearing a glove, this plastic does tend to conduct the heat pretty well. So I think I'll put my glove back on. So yeah, that worked out pretty nicely actually. Very good. Okay, I'm gonna now drink my hot chocolate.
I got some more. I got this one, I got one. And my glasses are open.
Okay, you can take that and watch what's...
Wait.
Can you see?
Yes.
Okay. Let's have a look on the inside then.
Daddy.
Have a look in here. It's boiling.
Pick it. Pick it!
I think it's done. Can you have a
Lunch,
look at this?
Daddy. Is my lunch ready?
Yeah.
Is
I
it
think
ready?
so, Abby B. It looks good.
Is it
It's
my
got-
lunchbox?
Wow. It's getting really close here.
Oh, I can feel it's boiling because I can feel the handle kind of moving.
No, that's my John. It's very yummy.
Let's see.
Don't touch it. Don't touch it. It's my noodles going.
Oh my god, it's astronomically hot.
I want to eat it.
It's hot, Abby.
It's not my one.
Wow, let's let it cool down for a bit. Take a look back down there at the grill. See, we've got 4 tent pegs there holding it up at the corners. And I've bent the tent pegs over so that they've got hooks on the end of them, kind of loops, as opposed to
Right.
just a right angle.
You want me to focus on some?
See, look. 1, 2, 3, 4. That one has just got, that's a traditional tent peg. Those ones I've actually bent over. Okay. This could have definitely done with some sausage in it.
Where's the Abigail? Where's the Abigail, Mummy? No, I want that.
Oh, be careful.
I want that.
Daddy, she wants.
So it wouldn't be a particularly good test of my Yugoslavian cook kit if I don't show you me heating it up with a Hexamine stove. So as I showed earlier in my other video, here's the Hexamine stove that I've got packaged in with the cook kit at the back. But this is actually a brand new one and it's unopened. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my Yugoslavian kit out of here. You notice I've started to put it in an IKEA freezer bag these days. that's just so that when I've finished using it, the kind of the charcoal stickiness that you might get off of wood isn't transferred into the pouch that I've got here. So it's just a nice way of keeping everything clean when you pack up and move on somewhere else. So so what I'm going to do is I've already got so here's the, as I've showed you, here's the kit here's the hexamine that goes in the pack. But I've also got an old MOD hexamine stove in which I'm down to my last hexamine block on. In fact, the thing with MOD ones is that once you actually open the packet, you tend to lose the hexamine unless you've got a way of keeping it dry. And so I've cellophane wrapped the last block that I've got available here. And here's my old MOD one, which I've used more regularly. I don't want to open the new one because you know, as soon as I've opened it, there's a chance that I'll lose the blocks and that they'll perish. So yeah, it's so properly old school. This has still got the old military wrapper on the outside of it. So yeah, proper old. So I just unwrap that. In fact, I've even actually got hexamine blocks in a packet in this one as well that are unopened too. But being that I've used this cooker before, I'll just aim to use this one again. So there we go. Let's take those blocks out of there. Put that down here. And get everything out of the way. Right. So. And what I thought I would do is just make myself a cup of coffee in the backyard here. Keep all of that stuff to the side there. Right. And here we go. One of the things I would say about this, let's just make sure we can sit this on here. See. There we go. One of the things I would say about this Yugoslavian pot is it's very difficult to gauge how much water you've actually got in it. So here we go. Here's exactly a cup. Keep calm and have a brew. Eh? There we go. So yeah, with these hexamine blocks, quite often what you find is that they can kind of have like a wax coating on the outside of them, which makes them a little bit hard to light. So so although this one has taken a bit of a battering through being in my bag, so I think it should be okay to light. But old trick we always got told to do was to just, you know, grind the edge off a little bit so that they became easier to light on one surface, but I think we should be okay with this one. Let's have a go. Maybe it has been sitting in my pack too long. Maybe not. I've started taking these out with me when I've been having coffees out and about on the trail and whatnot. These are pretty good. I mean, just coffee like in a sachet, but it comes with the milk and everything included with it as well, and a load of different flavours. So pretty good. Going back to the other Hexamine stove, the kind of the less military style Hexamine stove, I noticed that the individual blocks in it are actually smaller. So I've never actually tried these small ones before. I've always used the kind of military style ones, but you can see that one Hexamine block will easily boil you water enough for a cup. In fact, you can double that quantity of water most likely, and still get a boil just out of one Hexamine block. So I guess with the more kind of commercially available ones, I think I would probably try to go for about three of these tiny little Hexamine kind of pellets, and see how that ended up panning out. But yeah, when I need to, I'll give that a go. Here we go, we've got a boil. I obviously could have put a lid on this as well, and even further reduce the amount of time that it takes to boil, but this is a comfortable rolling boil now. Hot. Keep calm and have a brew. Cheers. Well, it's lucky I chopped up that wood the last time I was here, because now we're in full flow. You can hear the water coming out of it, and I don't know if you might even be able to see down here the actual. I've actually aligned the wood so that as it burns, the water will actually drain down and come out of the bottom of the pieces as they burn, which is proving quite successful for me so far. So yeah, I wanted to show you some modifications I've got to, some further modifications I've got to my Yugoslavian cook kit. Let's see if I can twist this camera around and give you a show of this. That's my feet. There's the kit. So here it is. Take the lighter out. Really what I've done is, and if I remove all of the stuff from the inside as well, I have added a length of chain. You're gonna be wondering why that is. I shall tell you in a moment. Take the Hexamine stove out that I was just using a minute or two ago. And as I said before, I've got it in a freezer bag now, so that when I cook with it, I don't have any problems with it sticking to my pouch. So there we go, you've seen that all before. So modification time is, I should actually show you, I've got something additional here as well. On the outside of the pouch I have got a C-clamp. I'll remove that. There we go, C-clamp, 1 inch. So, with a little bit of jiggery pokery, let's move over here a little bit because the fire is getting actually hot, believe it or not. Here we go. So, there's the cup. I'm going to just place this C-clamp on the other side. Do it up. Reasonably tight, doesn't have to be super extreme. Take the chain. Now, it's a bit experimental this, but I have found a way to do it. If I wrap the chain underneath, take the two ends and place them through the vertical bar of the C-clamp like that. Oops. Just make sure everything's in alignment. Then I have a pot hanger, and if I'm really clever, on the outside of my kit over here I should have something else which will be useful here. An S-beaner, a night size S-beaner, and that will go right through the chain, and there you go. I can take that back a little bit out of shot. I've got a pot hanger. Yeah, let's see how that comes on. I'll show you that in just a second. So there we go. I'll give you a little bit of a run round of this. There it is, cooking away there. You can see a tiny quantity of bubbles starting to come in the bottom there of the bottom of the pot. Yeah. And let me take a step back and just show you. So, I've been really very basic here, and I've just got a tree here that's got a natural kind of Y section in it. I've laid a length of wood over here to this other bit of wood that I've been sitting on, which is propped against another tree, and then propped again over there. So just a long length of wood there, holding a paracord, length of paracord that's coming down onto the S-beaner, and then onto the stove. So it's seems to be working okay so far. So so far so good. I'll just keep playing away with that and see if I can get water to boil here. I think I've actually got a boil going now. Look at that. A very good rolling boil. That's my coffee ready to go. Right, let me put you back on the tripod over here. See if I can manoeuvre this without melting myself. There we go. Oop. Oh, crazy boil. Right. There we go. See what I'm doing. There we go. Okay, so it's a bit fiddly, undeniable. I should be taking it off at the S-beaner end. Which would have been the more sensible thing to do, wouldn't it? But right, jackpot, we're back in business. Oh. Watch what I'm doing. That's going to be for my noodles. Wow. Wow. I tell you, when you're not using your gloves, it's super hot there. Ooh. There we go. Wow. Okay, glove on. There we go. Yeah, sit down and drink my coffee. Cheers. Right, that's it boiling again. So I'm going to add my noodles in. So if I can do this without dropping too many of them in the fire. So, the biggest revelation today though is quite impressive, gargantuan impressive in fact. I have found a use for the little top that goes on top of the Yugoslavian bottle. See, if you're going to take noodles with you away into the woods and you want to spice them up with a little bit of chopped sausage, I chopped the sausage, used this to keep the sausage in, and now I'm going to add it into the mix. So we have a fly in here as well. It's meant to be good for protein. So there we go. Keep that going through again. Give it another 3 minutes or so. Right, well, it's going absolutely mental heat-wise now. So let's give it one final little stir. Right, now let's try and do what I didn't do the last time, because I spent all my time fiddling around with this section here. Let's just see if I can hold it by the S-beaner, remove it like that, and look at that. Isn't that a much more sensible way to go about doing things? Yeah, don't mess around with trying to remove the chain when you take it off the stand. Of course, it's just, you know, me being stupid, but this is just, you know, an idea in its infancy. But like, yeah, using the S-beaner like that, now I can just put it to the side and let it cool down a little bit. So there's the fire burning down. Just to say, yeah, look, I've actually decided to move it over there. I can sit on this log and have my coffee and just let it cool down for a minute or two, and then once it's a little bit cooled down, I'll just take the C-clamp off, remove all of the chain, and then eat away. There we go. Well, let's have a look at this then. Try a bit of this sausage. Oh, magical. Absolutely magical. Well, I'm going to sit here and continue to eat my noodles and grab my coffee from sitting over there near my bag as well. Cool. I hope this has been useful to you, this video, and thanks for watching.